for Illinois over Texas in game one. Here's game two. Iowa taking on Duke here at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And welcome inside the Garden, everybody. Dan Schulman and Dick Vitale with you here at MSG. Dickie V, it is always meaningful to do a game with you here in this event. Given what you've been through the last year, even more so. It's great to have you here.
Well, great to be here, Dan. Last year I wasn't here. I was doing chemo, sitting at home watching you guys. So it's great being here. It's a magical moment because we got really two great games. The first one was unbelievable. I think this is going to be another really big-time battle.
We're going to talk a lot about the V Foundation, how you can help, how much help is needed. But let's talk basketball. Let's start with Iowa. How about Kris Murray playing at an All-American level right now?
Yeah, he's really doing a phenomenal job. He's one of the most multi-talented players in America. He can shoot it. He can do it all. But I'm going to tell you this. A key, Fran McCaffrey told me before the game, Duke rebounds 42% of their missed shots.
Yeah.
So the offensive glass has become big. He's concerned about the bigs, and Jon Scheyer told me he's concerned about Mr. Murray.
This one's got the chance to be every bit as good as the first one. Duke 7-1 all time in the series against Iowa. Boy, if Iowa could win this one, what a night it would be for the Big Ten. To come in here and beat a Big 12 power and an ACC power. We'll see how it sorts itself out. Holly Rowe is with us as well. We'll hear from her. Doug Sermons, Clarence Armstrong, and Brian Dorsey are your officials tonight. And the first possession of the game belongs to Iowa.
Wow, look at that size of Duke. I mean, 7 foot.
Aaron Ulis with the ball, the younger brother of former Kentucky Wildcat Tyler Ulis. Patrick McCaffrey, the kick out to Perkins. And the three won't go down for McCaffrey, and now the first possession of the night for the Blue Devils.
I think one way to negate the great size Duke has is making some threes. I think three ball is going to be big for Iowa if they don't win this game.
Keep an eye, obviously, on 30 and white. Kyle Filipowski, the freshman, is off to a great start. This is the veteran of the group, Jeremy Roach, banking it in.
He's multi-talented as well. We talk about certainly Murray. Roach was so dynamic last year at the end of the season in the tournament.
And now he's kind of the old man of the group. He's out there with 4 freshmen in the starting lineup for their first-year head coach, of course, in Jon Scheyer.
Not ordinary freshman. Number 1 class in America.
Yeah. Iowa's 6-1 on the season, just outside of the polls, looking in, 26th, if you will, as the rebound off the miss comes down to Mark Mitchell. Duke is 8-2 on the year. They are ranked 15th in the nation. Their 2 losses are to Kansas and Purdue. Iowa's only loss to TCU. Filipowski spins, follows, and the rebound down to Filip Rebraca. Well, McCaffrey at 6'9" can do a lot of different things for the Hawkeyes, and give him an assist right there on the 3 for Tony Perkins.
Perkins with the big 3 right there. You're right. You're talking about McCaffrey. He can pass the ball. He's shooting. He's bigger, stronger. You know, he's a cancer survivor, too, and that's what this game is all about.
Yeah, Patrick McCaffrey, just after his 14th birthday, was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Talked to his dad, Fran, the head coach, about that. Obviously very meaningful for Fran to coach in this event, given what his son has been through.
Absolutely. You know, he takes thyroid medicine daily because without a thyroid, to put some weight on, he has to take this medicine on a regular basis. But he's cancer-free, and he's out here playing hoops.
Ulis making his 2nd start in a row. Had been coming off the bench, and he turns it over deep in the corner right in front of the Duke bench, and first-year head coach Jon Scheyer. This is Scheyer's 25th game at Madison Square Garden. 6 as a player and 18 on Mike Krzyzewski's staff as a coach.
Tell you one thing, I'll guarantee he's a little bit more nervous tonight than he was when he played, because he had the ball in his hands and he was in control, and man, could he shoot the rock.
Part of a national championship team for the Blue Devils. Filipowski with a miss, and out of bounds to the Hawkeyes. Fran McCaffrey, meanwhile, is looking for career win
500.
number 500. That's right.
Wow.
Yep. Lehigh, Greensboro, Siena, and now for 13 years at Iowa, and coaching not 1, but 2 of his sons in Patrick and Connor. Look out, incoming. Filipowski takes it away.
He's a big-time player. There's no doubt about it. You better enjoy him now. This kid has got the whole package.
And how about the way John Shires lined him up? He's got Filipowski on McCaffrey because Filipowski is so agile. He trusts the 7-footer out on the perimeter.
Yep. Good defensive analysis right there. I like that, Mr. Shulman. It's nice.
Talked to John Shire, shoot around today, and he talked about Mark Mitchell and Dariq Whitehead coming off the bench later. They have to make their mark defensively against Chris Murray. And you know what? We haven't said Chris Murray's name since the game began, so Mark Mitchell's doing something right.
Yeah, he's really keeping him away from the ball.
The Duke fans wanted a goaltending call, but they don't get it. McCaffrey. Nice reverse. Boy, the length for the 6'9" junior.
He's got a lot stronger physically. Put on some weight.
And Iowa back on top almost 4 minutes in. Mitchell to Proctor. Tyrese Proctor out of the NBA Global Academy in Australia. Reclassified, just 18 years of age. Pull up from the baseline. That is smooth.
He's getting better and better, Dan. He struggled earlier in the year, but he's starting now to feel and get really good shots, and his playing time is going up.
Ulis a miss. Filipowski the rebound.
I think he's going to be special. You talk about Proctor. He reclassified. He's a young kid. He left high school early to come to Duke.
Roach gets a little space and buries a three.
He's got ability to shoot the three, to drive the basketball, so he keeps the defender constantly honest trying to defend him.
First time in the Jimmy V Classic for Iowa, fourth time for Duke. They are 3-0 in their previous 3 trips as Murray airballs a baseline jumper.
We have not seen the real Mr. Murray yet.
No.
He has not arrived.
Proctor has arrived, hasn't he? 11-5 Duke.
He's getting better and better at every game. Confidence building.
7-0 run Blue Devils.
They can't win without Murray really being Murray. He's got to be able to score.
Yeah, averaging 21 a game. And a foul underneath on a drive with a man down for the Hawkeyes. McCaffrey getting helped up. Duke off to a good start on a 7-0 run. Jeremy Roach creating a little space and knocking down a wing three. ESPN.
Well, a really inspirational night tonight to see Iowa's Patrick McCaffrey playing on this court. When he was 14 years old, as you guys mentioned, he was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And you might remember seeing him in the stands during the NCAA tournaments with his mom on TV. Very difficult. But here he is. He hasn't given up his dream of playing major college basketball despite not having his major gland, his thyroid. He said it is really hard, but the Stuart Scott speech really inspired him. Both he and his brother have matching tattoos with words from that Stuart Scott speech. And he said, I just keep working and trying every day to be the best version of myself, even though I've been through cancer, still playing without that thyroid. One of his strength coaches pulled me aside after speaking to Patrick and said, you need to tell people how hard this kid works. Nobody works harder than he does to gain weight, have his metabolism work, even be out here on the court. What a story of inspiration, overcoming cancer to be playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Great job, Holly. I'll remember her story. I met Patrick when he was 14 years old, along with his best buddy, Flash Schroeder. His mom and dad were just here, and I gave him a big kiss and a hug. Flash and him, imagine this, Dan. Kids in the same school came down with cancer at the same time, best friends.
Right.
Unfortunately, Flash didn't make it, and Patrick did, and Patrick's cancer-free, but he never has forgotten Flash. We at my gala about 3 years ago gave him like $200,000 grant in his buddy's name, Flash Schroeder. Incredible. His mom and dad, here he is. Those two guys. They were the best of friends. I was at an event when both were there and had them both come up and say, oh, wow, where'd they get that picture? Where'd you get that picture? That's the event I was talking about.
And Fran McCaffrey talked about that. He talked about Austin today, in addition to his son, Patrick. And when I asked him, as a dad, is it especially meaningful for you to coach in this event? And he said, yes, and he told me why. And then he went on to tell me the exact story that you just told on the air, that he picked up the phone and called you and talk to you about trying to get help for Austin and for Patrick. And unfortunately, this dreaded disease is something that has impacted every single person in this arena, every single person watching on TV.
That's why we need money, so please donate at v.org. Donate. v.org. Donate. Please donate.
Ryan Young in off the bench for Duke, a grad transfer from Northwestern. Dariq Whitehead as well, and that's Jalen Blakes in the corner missing the three as Young is called for the foul.
He says, me? I didn't do anything. Young is very physical, very aggressive. Yeah. He's a big-time offensive rebounder.
Not an above-the-rim guy, but he gets his position. And
space eater. That body, uses it really well.
He's like you over at the table. I mean, you're constant elbows and hips over here.
I'm going to get this guy elbow. Give me some air time. Give me some AT. Love working with you, Dan.
Connor McCaffrey into the game. This is Rebraca, his second year in the program after transferring in from North Dakota. He's kind of an undersized 5, Dick, and Duke is not undersized. He's going to be going up against a lot of big bodies tonight.
That was a nice move on the inside. They're really pleased with his development. They got some tough week coming up. They're playing Iowa State and then Wisconsin. 3 games. Duke, Iowa State, Wisconsin.
Yeah, huge rivalry game Thursday against the Cyclones, and then home to the Badgers on Sunday. This game was the last one on the schedule, but Fran McCaffrey said when your phone rings and somebody says, do you want to play Duke in the Garden in the Jimmy V? You say yes, and then you figure it out.
Oh, nice move.
But he couldn't. Rebraca couldn't finish it.
He did everything right there. Good pump fake. Just a great move to go to the goal.
Whitehead with a reverse, but too strong off the window.
Those are going to start going down for him.
Yeah.
He was rated the number 2 second best player in America high school.
Blake stole it, but stepped out of bounds. Otherwise, he was off to the races.
They got a nice bench, man. When you can bring guys like Blakes, Granderson, Young off the bench. Also, Whitehead, are you kidding me? Coming off the bench? That's a starting 5 for a lot of schools.
Jacob Grandison, another grad transfer, and another former Big Ten guy. He comes from Illinois, so he knows Iowa well. Here's the recruiting class, number 1 in the nation, with the top 2 rated prospects coming in Lively and Whitehead, both of whom were slowed down by injuries. Lively had a calf injury, missed about a month. And Whitehead had foot surgery, missed about 3 months, so they weren't even able to practice with the team for a long time.
Granderson is a guy that can space the court with his shooting ability from the perimeter. So he's just tough. He's physical, man. He walked.
Yeah, he's tough. He's physical. He walked.
He did a little cha-cha. He did a little cha-cha there. Let's get out dancing with the stars, baby.
We are 7.5 minutes into the game.
Where's Murray?
And Chris Murray's name, again, has barely been said. And to John Shire's point that he made to me at shoot-around today, tonight is a night where he wants Mark Mitchell and Dariq Whitehead to establish themselves on the defensive end. So the case for Iowa may be other guys have to step up.
They got to. There's no doubt about it. Their goal was to try to contain Murray. They've done more to contain him here in the first 9 minutes.
1 missed shot, 1 rebound, 1 assist for Murray. That was Peyton Sanford, a sophomore from Waukee, Iowa, with the bucket as Grandison knocks down a 3.
You can't leave him open. I'll guarantee the scouting report Fran had said, play him tough. He can shoot the 3 wide open. He couldn't believe it.
Sanford. Rebound Blakes.
He's their better shooter. You know, the game they lost against TCU, the 3 ball didn't go down.
Right.
They were 3 for 17. And TCU's got a great player, Miles. He is so good and so talented.
And you can say the same for Duke. Their 2 losses, 3 for 21 from 3 against Kansas, 2 for 19 from 3 against Purdue. Whitehead buries 1.
Just a matter of time. He's so talented. You can watch the way he bounces up and down the floor. He's got star ability. He's got star ability. I don't care what those stats say. He's got star ability.
Well, there's no question. He's healthy now, but as he gets, further and further away from the foot injury, there's no question his minutes are going to go up. He's too good. Murray, fadeaway, short.
He's had such a great start to the season. I mean, he's been playing as well as anybody in the nation.
Had a 31-point, 20-rebound game recently against Georgia Tech. Not this time for Whitehead, and it's over the back of the backboard and out of play. You love Dariq Whitehead, huh?
Now here he is, diaper dandy, baby. Look at this guy, Mr. Whitehead. He will be a star of stars in the Blue Devil uniform.
Well, this is the Jimmy V Classic tonight, and a great opportunity for anybody who was able to make a donation. There are many different ways to do it. You can go to v.org. Another great event is the gala that Dick has every May, right? Every May down in Sarasota at the Ritz-Carlton. It's a wonderful event, and for a good cause, you can walk off with a beautiful car.
Oh, look at that car,
How about
red
that?
Mercedes. Are you kidding me? A red Mercedes convertible, $100 donation. Just go to v.org/Vital Raffle. We sold out 1,500 quickly on a BMW, so now we're starting this, and it'll sell out quickly. v.org/Vital Raffle, and it all goes the dollars for pediatric cancer to help kids.
And the gala has raised millions and millions and millions of dollars. Who are the honorees next year?
Oh, I'll tell you, look at that list. Buster Posey, future Hall of Famer. David the Admiral Robinson, the McEnroe brothers. And then special awards, the John Saunders Award to Derek Wittenberg, and my guy Rick Barnes getting a Spirit Award for what he's done in spirit for helping people battling cancer like he helped me.
One of the many ways that you can make a meaningful contribution if you are so able, whether it's attending the gala, buying a raffle ticket, making a donation tonight. As Jim Valvano said, don't give up, don't ever give up.
Believe me, those words echoed through my mind laying in a hospital last year, not being here doing chemotherapy and watching this game on TV. I feel so good, and all those dollars for research help people like myself be able to survive.
Grandison got a piece of the Murray three, but Murray follows it up and puts it in.
He finally gets on the board. He's too good for what we've seen. They're only down 4, and he has not been able to give the kind of numbers they want.
Filipowski around and out. And it's tapped out of bounds to Iowa.
Filipowski, such a rarity. You're watching a 7'1" guy, mobile. He's agile. He's not fragile.
He's not fragile.
And he has a little hostile in him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Shire was talking about that earlier today. He's got a little nasty in him, and that's meant in a good way. Josh Agundale into the game for Iowa. Big guy, number 23, junior from London. And another bucket for Murray. He's getting his in around the rim.
I think he's capable of going on a spurt. He's capable of going on a spurt.
Let's go to Holly.
Well, you talk about the unique skill set of Filipowski. He has told me that he thinks he became a much more skilled player at 7 feet because of his twin brother who's bigger than he is. His twin would always play the 5 and he would play the 4, so he developed skills. He said, my mom would also insist that I knew how to shoot. I could shoot at all 3 levels from my shot to the free throws, and that has extended into 3-point shooting as well. So he really credits his twin brother who's playing basketball at Harvard this year for helping him be this multifaceted big who is just making everybody in the NBA drool, I can tell you.
If you want scoops, just go to Holly. She's right on top of everything. She is so talented.
Loose ball tipped out. Grandison has it for Duke.
I want to get Grandison more minutes. That's what John Shire told me. I got to get him more minutes. He's a veteran player.
And again, both grad transfers, Ryan Young, Jacob Grandison, they both come from Big Ten country. They know Iowa. Ooh. And Sanford bit on the shot fake and is called for the foul. Well, tomorrow it's an NBA doubleheader, and Game 1, Dickie V, comes to your television right from this very building. The Knicks will be home to the Hawks tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. You're looking at former Blue Devils Trevor Keels, Mark Williams, and then in the second game, speaking of former Blue Devils, Jason Tatum and the Celtics taking on Devin Booker and the Suns. How much fun is that going to be? It begins with NBA Countdown at 7 on ESPN and the app.
Tatum and Brown are the best young combination in basketball. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. What a they're good for 60 almost every game between them. I mean, they're unbelievable.
Roach.
Yes.
Up top for Lively, who's now got 18 field goals on the season. 16 of them have been dunks.
Yeah, well, that's his strength. He has great bounce off the floor, very quick, very aggressive offensively when he get that lob up on top. He was the #1 player in the country because people loved his speed, his quickness to run off the floor. You don't see 7-footers run like him at that bounce. That screen goes to the goal. What a great roll. Throw the lob up and let him dunk it.
Into Agundale. And the handoff now to Dasonte Bowen, a freshman from Boston, in the game for the Hawkeyes. Ogundele left alone, and he'll convert.
Went right down, ain't nobody there. He went right down the lane. Ogundele's got a big, wide body, huh?
And Iowa back within 2, just over 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Psychologically, I think they need a lift of seeing Murray get a couple of baskets.
Iowa's gone zone, and it's slowing Duke down a little bit in the half court. Roach for 3. And the rebound down to Patrick McCaffrey.
He can pass the ball. Real excellent pass, a good feel for the game.
Ooh.
Oh, he got fouled.
Yeah, fouled by Lively, and will be shooting a couple.
I think zone was a real good move, I thought. Take away a little rhythm of Duke offensively. Brad McCaffrey knows a little bit about coaching.
2-point lead for Duke, first half. Enhancer outcomes and providing opportunities to researchers from diverse backgrounds. ESPN and the V Foundation are proud to support this fund in Stuart's honor. And if I may, Dick, I just want to say a quick thing about what we just heard from the late, great Stuart Scott. My dad passed, as you know, in February from pancreatic cancer. And as I was doing these games last year, I was thinking about you at home watching, and I was thinking about my dad fighting, and I agree with what Stuart said. My dad didn't lose. The way he lived his life was beyond anything that I ever could have imagined. Healthy, and then when he was fighting at the end. And you know, these are the things you think about when you do a game like this. You knew my dad well. You loved him. He loved you. And as much has been done, as many millions have been raised again for anybody who can do whatever they can. As Jim Valvano said, you might not save my life, but you might save the life of someone you love. And unfortunately, there's a lot more work to be done.
Got to know your dad, as you said. Your dad, your mom, beautiful people. And I know one thing, your dad was so proud. His face lit up when I would mention the name and working with you. He's so proud of what you've achieved in your life and what you've done with your family. Your boys have done phenomenal.
Yeah, he left a great legacy behind. A corner 3 for Tyrese Proctor, and it's a 4-point lead for Duke.
I like the way he strokes the ball. He's got the great rotation, squares his body really well. Big, strong guy inside.
Boy, Ogundele, I thought he was going to go up with that ball, kicked it back out. Connor McCaffrey, the older brother of the two McCaffreys, and he gets the bucket. Had a great chat with him today. He came to Iowa, thought of as more of a baseball player than a basketball player. Left-handed hitter, left-handed thrower, outfielder, first baseman. This is the first year he's not playing baseball anymore. First year he's entirely focused on basketball. Let me tell you this, a huge Philadelphia Phillies fan. Remember, Fran's from Philly, played at Penn and all that. And I'll tell you what, Connor McCaffrey's awfully excited about Trey Turner being a Philadelphia Philly.
Well, who wouldn't be excited about him? I know another guy really excited. Yeah. His agent really excited. Yeah. I happen to know his agent really well. He was in Lakewood Ranch.
Filipowski with a bucket at the other end for Duke.
He wanted a foul. He wanted the foul. Jeff Barry's his agent, by the way, great guy, helps us a lot. He's on the board with the V Foundation.
Nice look from Proctor to Roach for 3. Boy, that's great ball movement.
I like that combination now, Proctor and Roach, because they can make shots. They can make shots. It's tough to play off that.
Six minutes left in the half. Duke by 7 as Connor McCaffrey leans in and draws the foul.
Nice little fake. You know, some people tell me all the time, whoa, Shire's got so much pressure. So much pressure. Take a look right here. Right now, back out. Luke squares his body really well. Great rotation. Wide open on the 3. They got to shut the down. You know, they say, oh, Shire's got so much pressure. Pressure. Pressure's really when you go to war, you have players. The one thing about Duke, they're always going to have players because they got a program to sell and a tradition, the history of what Coach K did in terms of building that history. And John is a masterful salesman, and he's done a great. Next year, he's got the second best class.
Right.
Kentucky's got number 1. So the second best class from the first best class, if some of those kids return, I mean, you know some are going to leave most likely.
And a guy who, of course, as Trevor Keels and Mark Williams both know, a guy who played in the program, right? So everything that the players incoming to Duke are experiencing, John Shire's been through as well.
He's been through it, and he certainly produced. 2010, NCAA championship.
Yep. Scored better than 2,000 points in his career. Off the fingertips of Young, but we got a foul called against Iowa underneath the bucket. It'll go on Rebraca.
Rebraca got a little physical on the inside. You know what I love about Jon Scheyer and Hubert Davis? They're good people. They're good people, and they love their school. I mean, they absolutely love their school. I know Carolina's struggling a little bit right now. It's a long, long season. A lot of games to be played. Don't give up on them yet.
Iowa's staying in the zone.
Why not? But they got to match them a little bit more in that perimeter game.
Filipowski, Williams, or rather Mitchell cuts and finishes inside to extend the lead to 7.
You know, Mitchell not a polished shooter, but he's very physical. He's the kind of guy you need a rebound, he can defend.
Murray way off on the 3. 2 for 6, 4 points on the night. And again, I think you got to give a lot of credit to Mitchell and Whitehead, the two guys who have been on Murray so far tonight, as Fran McCaffery tries to figure out a way to get his star player going.
You know, it's really a situation now. You have 5 minutes on the clock. These 5 minutes are big for Iowa. You can't allow Duke to go on a spurt now and get the kind of momentum that they want and go in at halftime. And they're very capable as a spurt team.
Mitchell extends it to 8. Connor McCaffery in. His younger brother Patrick McCaffery sits.
Yeah, maybe Duke's going to play in the Big Ten. I mean, they played Purdue. Things didn't go well. They, as you said earlier, really well. They shot 2 for 17, shooting the 3. Bottom line is, against Purdue, you better make the 3 because you're not getting nothing around the basket.
No.
He's a human eraser. Zach Edey's probably as good as anybody in America right now.
Yeah, early on, got to be the front runner for Player of the Year, as early as it is. Around and out on Ulis, and Young the rebound.
Well, they beat Ohio State. Physical game. I think that Chris Holtman's going to have a team that's going to win a lot of games. Very physical. I like their young kids, Sansamar, Thornton. So now they're playing Iowa. So it's 3 Big Ten games.
Young trying to back down to Rebraca, and he wins the battle to extend the lead into double digits.
You know, Dan, he is really an excellent player to bring off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a starter at 90% of the school.
Just a steady veteran who knows what he's doing. Perkins with the answer at the other end.
Perkins came on strong at the end of the year last year. He was one of the reasons they really finished strong. They won the Big Ten championship, won 4 games in 4 days.
Of course, they lost Keegan Murray to the NBA, and we haven't mentioned Jordan Bohannon, a guy who made 455 threes in his career. So there's some turnover, as is always the case. Roach is fouled before the shot by Perkins.
I like Young inside. He's very aggressive. Watch this now. He's not like going to jump really well. He's not going to dunk it. But the bottom line is the little pump fakes, seals the defense over, uses his body so efficiently.
They don't win the Oregon State game out in Portland without Ryan Young, with the kind of game that he had there. They don't beat the Beavers in that first game out at the Phil Knight Classic in Portland.
Yeah, he had a good game. He's had a number of good games. Very aggressive. And I think his kind of effort really becomes contagious with other players on the floor. Well, Sean sells that too. Hey, you want to play? Play aggressively. Showing patience against the zone. Trying to get in the gap of it. Or shoot over the top of it.
Roach again, having some kind of half.
He likes that zone, baby. He's in the same dorm as my grandsons, the twins Jake and Connor. And they got to know him well. He's a great kid.
Roach has 11 points, 3 assists, and no turnovers in the game.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
I think he's on the scholarship.
Out of bounds, Iowa ball with a timeout on the floor, and Duke's lead has grown by a dozen. The freshmen have sure done their thing, but how about the junior? The captain of the Blue Devils, Jeremy Roach, knocking down shots, and Duke up 36-24.
Nothing but nylon, baby. NBA.
As always, a special thanks. Welcome back, Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale, Holly Rowe, the Jimmy V Classic. Second game after Illinois defeated Texas in overtime in game 1. Here, Duke with a 12-point lead. Dickie V, they have made their last 6 shots, and Jeremy Roach is the high scorer in the game. He has 11 right now, including 3 out of 4 from three-point range.
Yeah, shooting really right over the top of the zone. Got some space there, and he's making them count. He's got a little swag to him now. He came in last year, he lost the starting job. Then he won it back. And really, Mike Krzyzewski told me he was so pleased the way he developed at the end of the year.
And a bucket off the inbounds as they give it back to Aaron Eulis, and he lays it in.
Nice play right there for you. Boy, his brother was something else.
He was a jet, wasn't he?
Oh,
yeah.
Magical for his size, pound for pound, inch for inch.
And Iowa recruited Tyler Hard, but he went to Kentucky. They get Aaron Eulis.
You know, they got the relationship with the family over that.
Yeah.
Tyler was so good in that Kentucky uniform.
Mitchell to inbound for the Blue Devils.
Came out of the zone, man to man. Tough matchup now with Filipowski. Tough to deal with him, his size.
Too strong off the glass. Murray had it and gets it again. Big 3 minutes here, don't you think?
Absolutely. They need a little spurt of their own. I'm talking about Iowa. Trying to run some motion. Duke's doing a pretty good job defensively against that motion.
Rebraca over Young. Won't go down. Young the rebound.
You don't get too many second shots against the Duke situation. The size.
Duke, one of the best rebounding teams in the nation so far this year. More so at the offensive end, but very good overall.
They rebound. We talked about it earlier. 42% of their missed shots.
Mitchell tried to draw the foul. There was no contact. Murray comes up with it. He's going to get it back. Yep. Extra pass is a good one. And it's a 3 for Eulis. And all of a sudden, little run here for the Hawkeyes, Dickie V.
You got the single digits, baby. Eulis makes a big one.
When it comes to gifts, they say it's the thought that counts. Sure, but only if those thoughts are utterly unexpected. Uncommon Goods takes your thoughtful thoughts and turns them into brilliant ideas. A magic light. Oh, how about an entire light show? A love potion, a fireside chat, a fantastic voyage, a walk on the wild side. Oh, you get the idea. The brilliant one. Bring us your thoughts, and we'll help make them brilliant gifts. Visit uncommongoods.com, where we're all out of the ordinary.
Coming up, the Jeep halftime report. You're looking at Kevin Nagandi. Doesn't he look fancy and sharp tonight? Getting ready to go. Seth and Fonz will break down the first half and an emotional tribute to the guy sitting to my right, Dick Vitale, who has been fighting cancer or fought cancer for months and months. But you rang the bell.
Yeah, you rang the bell. I'll tell you that. Yeah. You know, it was melanoma first. It looked like melanoma right between my nose right there. It looked, you saw the picture. It looked like Mr. Tyson, Mayweather, got me in a ring and pounded me the way I looked.
Great to have you back. That's the understatement of the night. 7-point lead for Duke. Filipowski is fouled by Connor McCaffrey.
I love the way he handles the ball for a big guy. He's really smooth. I forget these guys are teenagers.
Filipowski at the line. 10 games into his career, Dick. Double figures in all 10. 5 double-doubles. There have been 4 weeks in the season. He's been the ACC Rookie of the Week all 4 weeks.
Unbelievable. Greatest. I talked about the fact he's a teenager. Greatest teenager I ever seen play basketball. The greatest teenager in all my years doing a game that I called the game. And you were next to me when I called it. He was a teenager from out of Akron, Ohio. The king, LeBron James. We did that game. Man.
You know what? I was searching my memory banks for college games, but you were going back to high school.
Oh, he was unbelievable. That you meet Bill Walton was
You, me, Bill Walton, Jay Billis. We were all on the game.
God, it's unbelievable what I witnessed that night. He dominated an Oak Hill team, and he hasn't stopped.
No.
Hasn't stopped. He's still as good as ever in terms of people can say what they want. Man, his passion, his love for the game, and his work ethic.
And now here comes Bronny. Eulis, turnaround, no. Murray with a rebound over the top of Grandison without fouling. And now we got a foul going against Duke. Murray definitely getting more involved. And if it's not scoring, he's getting after it on the glass.
Well, he has to. They need him badly. You know, there he's right here. I got a little message I want to follow up on LeBron James. They're showing some aggressive style. They got fouled.
Nice pass.
Nice pass. Got to score that.
Boy, and a missed opportunity there for the Hawkeyes. Eventually, it's a held ball, and the possession arrow is going to give it to Duke.
Hey, let me get back to the LeBron James. I want you kids to listen to me out there. Guys like LeBron James are what they are. They're just ordinary guys, okay? Ordinary guys with extraordinary desire to be better today than they were yesterday. And to me, if you want to be great in anything, you should have that mindset. I want to, every night when I go to bed, look in the mirror and simply say, I was better today than I was yesterday in pursuit of my goal and dream. And if you do that every day, Dan, you're going to be a big-time success.
Amen.
LeBron James could care less about all what he's achieved. You know what he cares about? His next game. And that's what makes him special.
Grandison, no. Murray the rebound into the final minute of the first half.
Oh, nice handle right there.
Yeah, Perkins somehow got into the paint, but too strong off the glass. Boy, Iowa's had a couple of chances to get even closer than they are.
Yeah, the last two possessions had good shots.
Roach spinning, has it knocked away by Connor McCaffrey.
As soon as you go to that spin, they're going to come over and give some help. Nice pass.
A great cut and another missed one around the rim.
3 opportunities.
Yep.
3.
Boy, oh boy.
Whoa, that hurts. They put those 3 up there right now. I'm not a genius mathematically. It's 37-35. I mean, those are shots you got to make on the collegiate level.
And now the Blue Devils basically can hold it for the final shot of the half. Filipowski fouled by McCaffrey, Connor McCaffrey, and that will be the 7th team foul. So it's 1-1. And Connor McCaffrey is saying he used his off arm to kind of hook his way around me.
Fans, I'm a little frustrated with those missed opportunities. You can run all the sets you want. You got to convert.
Mitchell for Grandison in for Duke as Filipowski steps to the line for 1-1.
You know what's really big in college basketball now? You got a situation where you look at Fran and his sons playing, coaches, players on the team. There are 22 duos like that going on in America.
But there's only one other with 2 of his sons. Juwan Howard. Jace.
Howard, yeah.
And a bucket right at the end of the half. They needed that. So even with all the misses,
only down 6.
They're only down 6 at halftime here to Duke. 37-31, the bucket for Filip Rebraca. Let's go to Holly Rowe with John Shire.
Well, Coach Shire, you said you wanted to get Whitehead more involved tonight, especially defensively. He's done a nice job on Murray. How do you think he's done?
You know, he's done a great job on defense. Our entire team has done a great job with Murray. You know, he's not a 20-minute game guy. You know, we have to continue to do a good job. We need to close out halves better, but pleased with our defense in the first half.
Jeremy Roach really blossoming into such a leader. How do you describe his first half?
Yeah, Jeremy in these games, he's not afraid. You know, he's given us great poise, and you know, he has the balance of scoring and also playmaking for other guys. But you know, it's a long way to go. We got to finish halves better. I know you're
mad.
But look, our effort's been really good. That's the main thing. We got to keep our effort up, and then we'll be in a good spot.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Holly.
6-point lead for Duke at the break. 37-31 over Iowa here for the second game of the Jimmy V Classic. Don't go anywhere. The Jeep halftime report is coming your way after this break. Welcome back to the 2022 Jimmy V Classic presented by Corona. Early December 9th here in New York City. Dan Shulman, Dick Vitale, Holly Rowe inside Madison Square Garden. Duke with a 6-point lead on Iowa going to the second half. The Jimmy V Classic presented by Corona. A great opportunity to see some fabulous basketball and to raise money for a very important cause, which is not my chin stuff. Great to see you again. What'd you think of Jeremy Roach in the first half?
No, he was absolutely a difference maker. 3 for 4, making threes, had 3 assists, and he gave him a big lift. On the other side, if you're Iowa, you got to be absolutely happy as you're going to watch Roach right here. And on the inside, good head fake, and then he made the big threes. Made 3 of them. But, if you're Iowa, you're going to be really contained, only down 6. Because really, he was terrific when you looked at Roach. He was their catalyst. There's the lob up on top. Great lob. Nice handshake. Just come from Patrick McCaffrey. And then I like that look. Maybe I should try that.
Can you grow a beard?
Yeah, I could grow a beard. I want to be the sexiest man. I never get any votes of being the sexiest man by People Magazine or when they rate the sexiest guys on TV. I don't understand that. I'm really upset.
Duke by 6, and away we go here in the second half at the Garden. Let's bring in Holly Rowe.
Well, talking with Coach McCaffrey of Iowa, he said that Murray's just got to be a player here in the second half. He said, I thought he did a really good job in the first half. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a block shot, even if he wasn't scoring a lot. He thinks Duke is playing very physical with him, and he's like, look, he's just got to go out and be a player. And then defensively, they've got to get more out of their zone. He said, I liked what we did with the zone, but we just didn't get enough out of it. We've got to be more active in the zone here in the second half.
All right, Holly, thank you. They start the second half in man-to-man, and Filipowski just bulls his way through Rebraca for a bucket.
He's got the mobility, the strength. He's just one of those polished players. Holly talking about there, Murray. They cannot win this game without Murray being a star in the second half.
And an early turnover. How about just the determination of Filipowski did?
Well, he demonstrated his strength here. First, he's going to show a little agility when he handles the ball. There he is right there. A little handle. He's going to go bully his way right to the goal. Use that strength and that power and that size. Can't teach that size, Mr. Schulman.
You see the numbers. Better than 15 a game. Better than 9 rebounds a game. Shooting 36% from beyond the arc. An 84% free throw shooter. There's a lot to like.
Oh, absolutely. Stock going up and up. I was trying to post inside. Oh, he's got a mismatched size, so he's got to double him up.
Turnaround jumper, no good, and down with the ball, the Hawkeyes, and a nice look-ahead pass to Perkins.
Scored a basket. Scored a basket.
No, there's no goaltending call. It is out of bounds to Iowa.
Oh, wow. Did they miss one? You got 2
And
eyes.
Fran McCaffrey is saying, what gives? Or something to that effect.
That defense they played down there on Filipowski, they made him take a tough, bad shot. They did an excellent job, Iowa, defensively. They got to find somebody to make some threes. The 3-ball changes the look of the game.
Perkins, nice look. And the finish for Rebraca.
Rebraca gets the deuce. Rebraca. But it was really the penetration and the great vision to find the open guy. He came out of North Dakota, played there 2 years.
Yep. Second year now with the Hawkeyes. Again, what a week for Iowa. A big rivalry game Thursday night against Iowa State. That's at home, and they're home to Wisconsin Sunday as well.
Wow, what a great drive to the goal right there.
Perkins not really a three-point shooter. McCaffrey will try one. And around and out, but a great job by Murray to keep it alive, and they got a chance for 3.
Murray made that play happen. Just having the ball, being active, getting on the glass, little simple things like that are what great players do.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to win. You watch Murray coming off the weak side on a missed shot. Here he comes now, watch this. He keeps the ball alive for his teammate. His team has got good inside position.
Nobody blocked him out. Watch, he just runs straight to the rim.
Blocking out is a lost art in the game of basketball.
It's number 3, the foul number 3 on Derek Lively the second, and now an offensive rebound. Ulis. Boy, Iowa's had, as close as they are, they have had opportunities late in the first half, early in the second to be even closer. And now it's 9, a 3 for Filipowski.
Inside, outside, mobility. Put a check mark, checks all the boxes. You mentioned Iowa shooting the threes. 2 years ago, they had a great three-point shooter. Mr. Frederick, he's now wearing a Kentucky uniform, and he's not really shooting well up there.
Rebraca working hard, isn't he?
He really is down the inside, very active. Fran McCaffrey raved about him to me on the phone when I spoke to him.
Really consistent guy over the course of the season so far for Iowa. You know what you're going to get. Blocked. That was Rebraca. And stolen away. And it's Iowa ball. Good intensity at the defensive end for the Hawkeyes as we check it again with Holly.
Rebraca is having a moment right now for Iowa. His intensity paying off. He is from the same hometown in Serbia as Nikola Jokic, the MVP in the NBA. Even though Jokic is older than him, they actually played together and practiced together when they were younger guys. He said, we're not best friends or anything, but, I see him in town. He actually trained with some other NBA stars, Alexei Pokusevich, that plays for the OKC Thunder, and he said, I'm really learning what it takes to be an NBA pro from the guys that he sees in his own hometown in Serbia.
Well, he can learn also from his dad. His dad was an NBA player for a little while.
Yep. Mitchell, yes.
Mitchell's been very effective here in the second half. Made a great drive a little bit earlier, and there he is active inside. He's a physical presence. He has a little toughness that they like.
Mitchell now with 8. Duke's lead is 9, and Iowa turns it over.
Third game for Duke, as I mentioned earlier, in the Big Ten. Lost to Purdue. Mr. Edey was too much for them to handle.
How impressive has Purdue been so far this season?
So impressive. They struggled, though, against Florida State. They won that game.
Yep. Going to be one of those years, I think. I don't know that anybody's good enough to separate themselves from the crowd as Proctor misses wide right. Young, though, on the glass. Kicks it out. And now Proctor over the back.
You mentioned about power teams. When I looked at the rosters before the season started, I really thought Tar Heels was going to be that team. Getting back Love and Davis and Baycott. I thought they were going to be that team. Filipowski. How good.
Basketball has been fun, but here's the real win of tonight. During tonight's Jimmy V Classic, over $4.7 million was donated to the V Foundation with check presentations during these games. Bristol Myers Squibb, $1.5 million. Hooters, $700,000. And on it goes. Connors Cure, $370,000. Others include Constellation, $1.8 million. New York Roadrunners, Team V, $277,000. We also thank the UFC for contributing to V Week with a $100,000 donation. Thank you to all of these wonderful partners and to sports fans like you who continue to donate to achieve victory over cancer. I just had a chance at halftime to meet Shane Jacobson, as the CEO of the V Foundation, and I know you and he and so many other people inside and outside of ESPN work tirelessly, and I mean that, tirelessly, to raise money.
Remember, people just donate. V.org/donate. Nice drive right there to the goal.
Patrick McCaffrey. There's a lot of McCaffreys out here tonight.
He's got a younger one. I talked to him the other day. He said, I got to watch my young son play. Jack playing him. He said, really good. I said, how good? He said, really good.
Really good.
Sophomore.
And Fran's not one to embellish. So if he says he's really good, he's really good. Roach, no.
Well, the best player in the family was his wife, Margaret.
Yeah.
Notre Dame star.
Yeah, the boys come by it honestly, don't they? Perkins. Boy, that would have been a big one. Would have made it a 5-point game.
We've been saying that the whole game.
Yeah.
That would have been a big one?
Yeah.
That would have been a big one.
Duke is shooting 50%. Iowa is shooting 38%. But it's only a 7-point game. Proctor can't get the shot off.
He likes to drive the ball.
And he draws the foul. Saturday got a doubleheader for you here on ESPN at 3:15 Eastern. Georgia Tech will travel to Chapel Hill to take on the Heels. Looking to get right, looking to get healthy. Then Kansas and Missouri at 5:15 Eastern, right here on ESPN and on the ESPN app.
We'll find a little bit about Missouri for real, because I think they're unbeaten right now.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
They're unbeaten.
Yep.
I talked about Duke having a great class. They're happy down in Iowa. I know fans really pleased getting Owen Freeman, a 6'11 kid out of Moline, getting a kid Brock Harding, a 6'1 guard, and Sanford's brother Price is going to come along as well, 6'7 player. So he's got a nice class guys coming in for the future.
And a program where generally, not a lot of one-and-dones. Obviously, guys stay, right? I mean, guys stay 3, 4, 5 years. That's what Fran McCaffrey likes to have, that continuity. In transition, Roach with a step through and a foul, and they are going to count the basket. Let's make sure, but the initial signal I saw said basket is good, and it is. So it'll be a chance for 3 for Roach.
Well, they wanted a walk-in violation call, but he used the Euro step really well, showing that speed and that quickness. There he is right there, hanging in the air, and it converts. This kid's got a lot on their minds. Both teams. Final exam time, baby. Final exam time.
For Duke, this is already their 11th game of the season. It's the 8th for Iowa. Now, the Blue Devils do have a couple of fairly extended breaks coming up around exams because they played so many games.
Oh, nice backdoor play. Nice backdoor cut.
And Murray is headed to the line with Ryan Young down on the court for Duke.
Murray's brother, Keegan, now down here in Sacramento, doing a really good job. Little backdoor cut. Watch this right now. He's going to run the back door, catch the defense staring at the ball. Good rotation over, giving some help with this contact. Sacramento's improved. His brother's getting a lot of PT playing time. I love their guard down at De'Aaron Fox. Tremendous.
Averaging over 11 a game. Keegan Murray is. Chris will be earning a paycheck next year. He's playing himself into first-round consideration for sure.
Well, early in the season, we have not seen, like I said, the things that he's been doing. Unbelievable. He's been super coming in here. He and Edey, you can mention two of the best in the Big Ten coming into this game.
Roach again. And off the rim. And down to Patrick McCaffrey.
Patrick showing that versatility.
6'9", can get a rebound, rip and go. Almost takes it the length of the court. Another
nice look.
Great pass. Sanford with a beautiful feed.
Counting on his brother as well. That was a great look by Sanford. Great vision to see the open cutter.
Fran McCaffrey always has good passing teams. They are second in the nation coming in tonight in assist to turnover ratio.
I think he learned a lot of that. He worked under Digger Phelps for years.
Dariq Whitehead making his presence felt immediately.
You see the talent right there?
Yeah.
That's why he was number 2 in the nation. He had a fractured foot. You can't teach that kind of explosiveness and that strength to hang in the air. Very athletic, very explosive. Oh, wow.
Let's go to Holly Rowe.
Well, Dariq Whitehead, you talked about him having that foot surgery and it being a slow start this season for him. But Jon Scheyer said, we have to be patient. He had to come back during our most difficult stretch in our schedule. He wanted to throw him out here tonight and let him get his feet wet and show what he could do defensively. He said he has been absolutely coachable. He's had a great attitude, and he's understood that this was going to be a little bit of a slow start to the season after missing almost a month of practice coming back from that foot surgery. But really good showing tonight, particularly on the defensive end from Whitehead.
Yeah, you look at him, you look at Proctor, this kid's getting better. Lively, we haven't seen really Blake Lively show some moments recently why he was such a highly recruited player. Very active, good bounce off the floor. They got talent. There's no doubt about it.
I think it's going to be an interesting puzzle for Jon Scheyer. If Lively continues to improve, I don't think there's any doubt that Whitehead is going to become a bigger factor as the season goes along. But if somebody's getting more minutes, somebody's getting fewer minutes, and they're 9 deep right now. It's going to be an interesting puzzle.
That is really a nice problem for a coach to have talent.
Ulis can't convert the layup.
Because the size rotated over and affected it. Can't teach that size. Look at that spoon.
And out of bounds to Iowa. A strong drive, but again, Roach, it rolled off the rim on him.
Now, just thinking about this, one of the great moments I ever witnessed in the Jimmy V Classic was our guy with ESPN, Jay Williams. I mean, he had a game for ages. I can never forget this. It was back in 2001 at the Meadowlands against Kentucky. And he went for a career high, 38. And they needed them all to win, 95-92. And if I remember right in that game, Coach K was fed up with the way the club was playing the first team. He put 5 subs in. I mean, talk about motivating. That's why the guy was such a winner. He knew how to read his people. And then Williams came back and bam, 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 1 3 after another.
Roach. Well, this is the 28th year for the men's Jimmy V Classic. The 19th year it has been here at Madison Square Garden. And do you know, Dick, in the 28 years, this Classic has raised over $150 million.
Unbelievable. So all you beautiful people out there, still donate. Remember, we need dollars. V.org/donate. V.org/donate.
Duke has extended the lead all the way to 15. 8 minutes into the second half. And drive and determination of the late Jim Valvano, creating the V Foundation for Cancer Research, and now it has just exploded into this unbelievable thing. Over 30 years, raising hundreds of millions of dollars for cancer research. And you know, Jimmy V may have knocked down the shot, but you get one of the assists. I mean, you keep working and working and working to help raise.
Well, we try to, really. But as I told people when I got the Jimmy V Award there at the ESPYs, I said, to all you young people out there, and I guarantee if you think about any star in any sport, if you have passion plus pride plus perseverance, you're going to win in the game of life. That's what winners have. So have that. There it is, baby.
And again, the raffle, another way to raise money, a $100 donation, only 1,500 chances sold to win a beautiful 2023 red metallic convertible Mercedes.
Look at that beauty. Oh, look at the beauty. You look great in that.
Can you get that to Canada?
No.
Can a Canadian do?
No? It says on the back.
Oh, really?
I swear, I couldn't believe that. It says on the back, you cannot. I don't think I can't do the raffle up there for some reason. I wish we could.
All right.
But V.org/Vital Raffle. V.org/Vital Raffle. Get your chance now. Don't be left out. We're going to sell it out.
Rebraca blocked from behind by Young, and it's Duke ball.
Does Young give them presence off that bench?
Absolutely.
He gives them that physical presence down there in the post. I love kids that play hard. I love people that play hard. Can't stand watching a guy that's got ability, turn it on and off, don't play hard all every minute.
Young in the right place again for an offensive rebound.
He lays some screens, the big guy.
Loose ball bounces to Roach. Shot clock at 4. He gets it off. Tip back out by Grandison.
That was a great play, a veteran play there. A veteran play, Grandison.
And as you mentioned, they're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in college basketball. They get 42% of their misses. Second in the country per KenPom. Blake's with a drive. And finally, Iowa corrals Rebraca. Boy, Rebraca's going to need a good night's sleep tonight, man. He's putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, he's working very hard, very physical on the interior.
Murray's foul.
That's my guy, George Bodenheimer there. It's with Ray Cole talking, a little conversation. George, watch the game. Instead of coming, watch the game. What a great president he was.
Yes.
Oh, he was
former president of ESPN, a big part of the V Foundation.
Jimmy Pitaro was here earlier, our current president. Another terrific guy. Has treated me like royalty through my battle.
Mitchell and Proctor return for the Blue Devils as Grandison and Blakes go to the bench. John Shire has to be thrilled what he's getting out of the 4 guys he's brought off the bench tonight.
Well, he's learned his lessons well from a guy that was pretty good as a coach on that sideline. Not bad. I mean, not bad. 1,202 wins, 5 national titles, 3 gold medals. Oh, man, look to see his trophy case. You know, it's the amazing thing when you talk about the great programs, the Kansas, the Carolinas, the Kentuckys, the Dukes. They get everybody's best shot. Every game, people play at another level against them.
Yeah, almost every game is storm the court night. If you lose, if you manage to beat them on your court. What a feed. Young to Mitchell.
Mitchell really active. The one thing he does well, he moves well without the ball. That's another lost art in basketball. Everyone wants to pound the ball to the deck, get motion without the ball. Watch this right here. And look at Young. Young with a great look. They double up on Young. They double up. That means somebody's going to be open. You don't have to go to Harvard to figure that out. If two guys are on the ball, that doesn't it mean that there's one guy open?
Nobody's open.
Yeah,
you're right.
He's open.
You're better.
Wow.
You're better at math than you say you are.
I was pretty good sixth grade teaching. I got some of my former players in the house here tonight.
9 in the half, 13 on the night now for Mitchell. And a rebound for Mitchell. Boy, he's having a good night.
Well, that's why he earns a starting job, because he may not be as, smooth shooting the ball, etc., but he does all the intangibles that lead to get to the winner's locker room.
And he's containing Chris Murray.
Yeah,
he's guarding Chris Murray, too.
He's made Murray a very average player here tonight.
With an assist to Whitehead when he's been in there. Iowa ball.
We mentioned Digger Phelps. I mentioned earlier with McCaffrey. They were together for years at Notre Dame and really had a great combination. Well, there's some great players.
LaFonso Ellis.
LaFonso was one of them, yep. LaFonso was terrific.
Fran McCaffrey and LaFonso were reminiscing today about some of their big games when Fran was an assistant coach and Fonz was a star player in South Bend. Some of them in this arena. A couple of them in this arena.
And Pat Garrity down there as well.
Foul on Dariq Whitehead, his second. He'll sit and Filipowski returns. Sante Bowen is in. The freshman from Boston saw a couple of minutes in the first half. Oh, Lively got him. Just the length of Lively, the difference on that play.
See, his presence inside, his agility, his bounce off the floor, and his size makes him special.
Yeah. Run the floor, block shots, finish at the rim. Not the kind of guy who's going to post up, back you down, score that way, but he can certainly help this team in a number of ways. Roach the kick. Mitchell is wide open. The tip back out, and another possession for the Blue Devils.
There goes that offensive rebound. We keep bringing up that 42% of every missed shot they get them. It gives you such an advantage. You get second opportunities.
Lively kicks it back out. Shot clock running down, and an air ball by Proctor. Boy, they do keep the ball alive at the offensive end, though, don't they?
They really do.
Yep.
I mentioned earlier Fran down there. Monty Williams, don't forget Monty Williams was there at Notre Dame. Now coaching, doing a great job down there in Phoenix. And Pat Garrity was a heck of a player. Troy Murphy. I'm trying to think here. He does a little work under John McLeod. One of the classiest guys you could ever meet.
Boy, look at the size out there for Duke right now, because Blakes and Roach are both on the bench. They're 6'5", 6'6", 6'8", 7 foot, 7'1". Wow.
Sounds like an NBA size.
It does.
It does, really.
Yep.
Well, you look at the NBA. 25 players. When the season started, 25 were from Duke on NBA rosters.
With bodies flying as Filipowski comes down with a rebound. Nice little hesitation by Whitehead, and it goes.
I'll tell you, we're seeing flashes today.
Yeah.
Flashes of why he was the second best player in the country last year, rated by all the gurus.
Boy, and Bowen with a strong finish at the other end.
Yeah, Bowen made a nice drive right to the goal. Paul Biancardi and his staff do a great job evaluating. Trying to get a little isolation.
Filipowski leans in over Connor McCaffrey. Patrick McCaffrey down with a rebound.
Trying to get a little isolation from one-on-one.
$7:12 to go as we step aside. But before we do, a message on behalf of our good friend and outstanding producer of the Jimmy V Classic tonight, Matt Bartley. His mom, Kathy Bartley, passed away. Well, tonight we're highlighting the urgent need for cancer research in honor of Jim Valvano's legacy and in support of the V Foundation for Cancer Research. These two teams, along with all of the teams in the men's and women's Jimmy V Classic games, they're not only playing in this great event, but their schools are also raising funds for the V Foundation and for cancer research projects in their own communities. So you can support this important cause and show your school pride by visiting v.org/donate and selecting the school you want to support. Every donation made will support critical cancer research that is helping save lives, like, if I may say, the life of the wonderful Holly Rowe, who has fought cancer as well. Holly, over to you.
Well, thank you so much. You know, Iowa's doing something really cool. You guys know that wonderful tradition during the football games where they all turn and wave to the young cancer patients, pediatric patients at the Iowa Cancer Hospital there. Well, tonight, the family of those patients and some of those patients are able to watch this game in the Iowa locker room. So in just a minute, I'm going to show you a special surprise we have for everybody watching Iowa basketball from the locker room of the Hawkeyes.
Wonderful. Looking forward to that. A 3 for Patrick McCaffrey, but it is still a 13-point lead for Duke. Roach threw it up for Lively, who kicks it back out, but throws it out of bounds.
So we wanted to start a new tradition, and here you go. We're waving at you from here, from basketball, all of the Hawkeyes thinking of you, the families and young patients who are fighting so hard. It can be exhausting for parents, caregivers, families, so we just wanted you to know we're thinking of you tonight, and there's a little love from all of us here in Madison Square Garden.
Terrific job, Holly. I was at that hospital visiting a bunch of kids at that hospital. It's beautiful the way it oversees the stadium and football. Nice drive right there.
That's Patrick McCaffrey again.
I want to single out one guy in Iowa, Craig Mateel, his wife Joellen as well, raised over $1 million so far for us with the V Foundation. With big events, one year we honored Fran McCaffrey. Nice drive again.
Boy, Mitchell having a great night for Duke.
Yeah, Mitchell and Whitehead, really. And we're talking about young players. These are all high school, but they're not your normal high school kid.
And a pass off the foot of Lively, and play goes on. Duke ball.
I'd like to see them get some more touches for Lively on the inside.
Proctor handling on this possession for the Blue Devils, guarded by Murray. Mitchell spins, and a foul against Bowen. Well, Holly talked about the Iowa players waving to the watch party back in the locker room back in Iowa, and they're returning the favor. And you can see all the signs that they have made in support of the V Foundation as well.
By the V Foundation, one thing I'm proud about it, every dollar that is raised for research goes to research because an endowment pays all the administrative costs. It doesn't go out there to pay grandma or this one else on the staff making money. Every dollar, because I wouldn't do what I'm doing if it wasn't that way.
Roach's big night continues. He's got 18. Stolen away by Proctor.
Telegraph that, baby.
And Roach with 2 more.
He's having a big day. He's going to be a big man on campus down here at Duke. Good big man at dormitory. I told you earlier, he's the same dorm as my grandsons.
Bowen behind the back gets the shot off and knocks it down. So the freshman getting some minutes here and playing well for Fran McCaffrey.
He's made 2 good plays thus far that really have led to scores for himself.
Proctor gets it over, finds Mitchell.
Tell you one thing, Fran, they're not playing cupcakes, man. No. Iowa plays Iowa State, then Wisconsin. They've already played 3 others prior to this power conference teams. That's how you get better for life in the Big Ten.
Rebraca fouled before the shot by Young.
I was much better than what we're witnessing in the second half. And that's because the star of stars has been cut off.
Right.
You cut the star of stars off. I mean, Nolan Richardson said that years ago. See, years ago, we cut down the star and you got yourself a chance to win. And that's what happened here. Duke is cut down. They've minimized the efficiency of Murray, but that still doesn't change my mind. He's one of the most versatile players in the country. I have Chris Murray. I think about a guy, Jaime Jaquez. Have you seen him from UCLA?
Yes, I have.
He is certainly one guy that's versatile. Think about Keontae George down at Baylor.
I've seen him too.
You see Jalen Wilson. You've seen him too, right? Kansas.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen this guy too, because you seen him tonight. Timmy Allen.
Yeah, he had a great night in the first game,
Timmy
although
Allen.
Texas lost. So, well, if Duke goes on, if this continues for the next 4:08 as it's going right now, I bet you anything, the first thing Jon Scheyer talks about post-game is the job that Mitchell and Whitehead did on Chris Murray.
And also the team defense.
Yeah.
I thought the team, Iowa's been one of the high-scoring teams in the country. And their team defense has been very effective. Go to a little half-court trap right now. Post up to the middle of the floor.
And not in a hurry with a 15-point lead.
Good spacing. I mean, he's got an excellent coaching staff, too, when you look there at Duke. Guys that played, wore that uniform, pride in wearing that uniform. And they went out and got Lucas from down in
Jay
Kentucky.
Lucas, yep. Proctor with a tough turnaround. He is fouled. 3:40 left as we step aside with Duke up by 15. SVP, thank you. I'll tell you what, our guy SVP's got to be excited about the Terps so far
absolutely.
this year. Huh? They are off to a good start. And Duke having an impressive night here tonight, leading Iowa by 15 in front of some recent Blue Devils. Mark Williams is in the house here at Madison Square Garden. Cam Reddish as well. And we saw Trevor Keels earlier. He was here earlier in the night. I don't know if he is still here, but a good representation. There's Trevor Keels. Let's go to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the incredible work that Mike Krzyzewski has done to help the V Foundation raise money through the years. He was such an integral part of the beginning of this and the support and all that he has done for the V Foundation. And he's doing something really cool this year, is he has auctioned off a couple of opportunities to watch a Duke game with him in his office. He's staying away, letting Jon Scheyer do his thing, and he's staying away from going to games. But he has auctioned that off, and he's given 2 of those opportunities, all of the proceeds, to the V Foundation. So, Mike Krzyzewski, I know you're probably watching, and I just want you to know we love you and we miss you here tonight. But thank you for all of the wonderful work that you have done for the V Foundation. You are absolutely an integral part of all that's happened.
Oh, absolutely. What he's done over the years, the wine cellar event down there, unbelievable in California. Michael also, I'll tell you one thing, to sit in his office and watch a game with him, are you kidding me? That's got to be worth some serious dollars.
That's bringing in some money for the V Foundation.
And they got some alumni at Duke who've made some serious dollars.
What about sitting in your office at your house watching a game with you?
Yeah, they want to pay for that rent with Coach K. He won 1,200 some games. He's in a different league.
Mike Krzyzewski's done so much over the years for the V Foundation.
She mentioned he doesn't go to the games. I'm going to tell you why he doesn't go to the games. Okay? You know why he doesn't go to the games? Very simple. Number one, he said, I don't want to be part of it. He told me in the conversation once, I don't want to be part of sitting there in the game and the camera going to come on me every time there's a special situation going in the game. I don't think it's fair to John, not fair to the kids. What he does, he goes to practice. John invites him to practice, and he goes there and helps. But he said, heck, I don't need to take the spotlight away from those kids and those players. I've had my spotlight.
Whitehead with a turnaround. And the rebound down to Josh Dix, getting some minutes now for Iowa. A freshman from Council Bluffs, Iowa. Good shooter. I tell you, Bowen is going to, he's going to get some more playing time.
He's going to get some PT. Yeah, some PT. Players love that. Getting some PT playing time.
No rush for Mitchell with less than 2 minutes to go.
Duke's been very solid, but it's all started with their catalyst, their leader. Jeremy Roach set the tone for them.
Meanwhile, over on ABC, a doubleheader as well. Used to be a Big East rivalry. Georgetown and Syracuse will tangle again at 1 o'clock Eastern. And then Alabama taking on the #1 team in the nation, the Houston Cougars at 3 Eastern. Of course, Georgetown. You think of Georgetown, you think of Patrick, don't you?
He was pretty good. He wasn't bad out there. In fact, how good was he? In my Mount Rushmore book, when I picked the book, I picked the best players in my first 40 years at ESPN. He was number one as a college player.
Wow.
He was worth 15 points before the game started.
Yeah.
In the book.
Intimidation.
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You talk about shooting threes, you better be able to make a three to try and beat Georgetown because you're not getting anything around the basket. Then I had Leitner in there. My top four, my Mount Rushmores were Ewing, Leitner, Sampson, and a guy named Jordan.
Michael.
Michael.
Hard to go wrong.
Michael was a great college player, make no doubt about it. But he was an incredible NBA player.
Filipowski with a turnaround off the back of the iron, and it's out of bounds to Iowa. You know, the Hawkeyes are going to get home at about 3 in the morning.
You know, Hawkeyes battle, but again, just like in the game they lost to TCU, they didn't make threes. The same here tonight. Lack of making threes has been a nightmare for them.
3 for 15. They'll have to get whatever sleep they can get tonight. They got class tomorrow. And again, you want to talk about one of the better rivalry games in the country. Iowa State every single year.
What about Iowa State doing a great job? 2 transfers, they 20%.
Good.
20%.
Never cease to amaze. Illinois over Texas in overtime in the first game tonight. Illinois coming back late, rallying from a 10-point deficit with less than 8 minutes remaining. Good trip back to Champaign for Brad Underwood and his team. First loss of the year for the Longhorns.
And, you know, you mentioned Maryland with a good start. Maryland's got a win over them. Kevin Willard has done a terrific job. Came from Seton Hall to the Terps campus. As we said, Scott must be excited as heck over the Terps. He loves Maryland. Oh, good trap. One thing
turned it over. Hang on now.
Right, a little bit of hustle.
Yeah.
You got to quit. Iowa's not quit at all.
Nope.
They are battling, and that's what you got to like about the club. I know Fran's got to be pleased with that.
8-0 run for the Hawkeyes, and John Shire, not liking what he's seeing, takes a timeout with 1:11 to go.
There's no coach ever thinks a lead is safe.
You know, these are teaching moments for the young players,
and for the coach,
also, for first-year head coach, and he's played in big games and been an associate head coach and actually filled in a couple of times when Mike Krzyzewski was under the weather, was unable to coach. But, you know, this is his first year as the head coach of one of the most prominent programs in America, and there's a learning curve there, right? There's an experience factor there, and he's obviously going to excel. I don't think anybody doubts that, but it's interesting to watch the whole process unfold.
He's going to excel because the number one ingredient, I believe, when you're a college coach, starts with recruiting. John Wooden was a wizard. He was absolutely super, and he would tell you right up front. Having a guy named Louis Alcindor starts it off pretty good. Then following a guy by the name of the redhead, Bill Walton.
Not bad.
He was not bad. I mean, you got to have players.
Yeah.
If you don't have players, but then you got to blend those players, take their strengths and their weaknesses, and get them unified as a team. And that's what the great ones do. Getting all the superstars. Because, you know, every kid he's bringing in the game, in this game here, they were always number one option at every high school they've been at. Now some of them have to be a fifth option, some maybe an eighth option coming up. And it's tough psychologically and emotionally, so the psychology of coaching becomes vital.
Fran McCaffery sticking with the group, even a couple of guys who haven't played all that much, that engineered this little spurt here in the last couple of minutes. He's liking what he's seeing.
Oh, the bump right there.
Yeah. And Bowen saying Roach was holding him off, that he didn't foul him, and then there's so much perspiration on the floor. Proctor slid right into Roach, but fortunately everybody's okay. And you know what? Yeah. Bowen's got a case.
He does have a case.
That was all initiated by Roach.
Yeah.
And then look out.
But you know what? He may have a case, but he's not winning that case because the guy's going to the free throw line.
Yeah.
It's way past my bedtime. You know
it's way past your bedtime.
Oh, my God. Past my bedtime? Are you kidding me?
But it's for a good cause, my man.
But I love it, man. And remember, people, please, anybody that's still watching, v.org/donate. And if you want that car we talked about, you got to be in the raffle to get it. $100. That's Jeremy's mom. I took a picture with her when I was down there for the Ohio State game.
Roach just tied a career high with 22.
Oh, nice breakout. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hello. Explanation point time. This baby is in the books. They're warming up the bus. To head out to the airport.
And the
Dookies like it.
Yeah, Keels and Williams enjoying it. They know what this feels like.
Think about what they lost. Banchero, Wendell Moore, Williams, Keels. I'm missing somebody too, I think.
Griffin.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with the Hawks. He's done a terrific job.
But a win tonight will send them to 9-2 on the season. And we've talked about Iowa's schedule coming up. Duke plays Maryland Eastern Shore in 4 days, and then got a pretty good break for exams, but then it's into ACC play at Wake, Florida State. They'll have to measure themselves against Virginia and Virginia Tech and some of the other really good teams in the ACC.
Well, right now, you said 9 wins. He'll go 9-2, right?
9-2.
9-2. So he needs 1,173 games.
Oh, come on, be nice.
11 on 73.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
To catch 1202, nobody ever will catch that number, ever. Because what's out there in the last 40 years? I mean, you go 40 years and win 30 a year is only 1,200. You're still too shy.
Nice win for Duke, and most importantly, hopefully a lot of money raised for the V Foundation. Dick, thrilled to have you back.
Right here.
Man. Thrilled to have you back.
Make some donations, people. V.org/donate. John Shire, quality guy. Classy boy, real classy young guy.
John Shire and Duke with a 74-62 win over Iowa. Again, the final, the Blue Devils 74 and the Hawkeyes 62 here from Madison Square Garden in New York City. A great Jimmy V Classic here in New York tonight. For Dick Vitale and Holly Rowe and our great ESPN crew, I'm Dan Schulman. Coming up next, it is SVP Sports Center. Thanks for joining us tonight where we honor Jim Valvano and his dream of defeating cancer.